Hey, beautiful souls. This conversation I need to have after really leaning in yesterday negatively about the word manifestation and how it is driving me crazy. Just feel like throwing it in the garbage. And yet, I also know that everybody is trying to manifest. It's trendy right now. It's a word that people recognize. And for the sake of my business and to be able to capture the attention of people who really need to hear this, I'm going to keep using it. So I am coming to peace with this concept, but I want to tell you why manifestation is annoying me. What we are missing is like this really essential key, and basically how that is keeping you stuck right now, especially for the light leaders, the luminaries, the teachers, the healers, the guides, the practitioners, the people who are here to be helpers to create this new experience on the planet, which is you. If you're listening to this, if you're in my world, thank you for your service. But I also know that you feel in like your heart that you are here to do bigger things than you are doing right now. You have goals and dreams and visions and really expansive soul mission stuff. Whether it's by yourself or as part of a team, you're part of the group that is here to support humanity in rising. And you have personal dreams, you have personal aspirations, and they all want more. You are wanting, but like when you really get, in with your heart and you admit it to yourself, you want more love, joy, freedom, income, impact, fun. Like, it's okay. It's okay to admit it. It's okay to want more. Like we all do. It's not that you're not grateful for what you have already. It's that there is this universal law called the universal law of unfulfillment. And that law of unfulfillment means we are constantly going to feel slightly unfulfilled, even if we are so grateful for what we have, which is what keeps us constantly growing and learning and evolving. It's part of the infinite game. So we can have two things being true at once. You can be so grateful for what you have and also want more. And you don't have to feel guilty for that. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting more money, more time freedom, more freedom to do the things that you want to do. This is why I think manifestation has become super trendy right now. People are trying to manifest money and, income and relationships and all of that. And I love it to one degree when people are like, yes, I can manifest. And they're like, things are possible. We can program our reality. We can dream bigger and we can receive things. I love it when manifestation breaks people out of life is happening to them. And they get into that life is like full of more possibilities than maybe we had originally thought. But what I don't love is the mainstream manifestation teachings that are missing pieces, especially in these days of short form content and sound bites and TikToks and reels. And don't get me wrong, I freaking love TikToks and reels. But for teaching concepts like manifestation, it misses the nuance that is necessary for people to actually know what the whole thing is about. And then they can give their freaking power away and be like, oh, I, I know how it should work. I'm trying to manifest this and I'm not doing the thing and I'm not there yet. And they can start to become defeated and we can start to give our power away and think that something's never going to happen. And what is missing is the co-creative energy most of the time. So this is the thing that I see most people missing on their journey. This key of being in their power, taking all their power back as a co creator. And then this is the other one that I really wanted to talk about today, expanding their capacity to hold and receive the things they are trying to manifest or create. So, this is really two conversations that are like interwoven. First off, if you are trying to manifest and you are like, bring it to me, universe, and you're in surrender, That's great. That's a really important part of manifestation. But if you then don't take the aligned actions that are necessary and act on the inspirations and do the things even when they don't make sense and show up and do the work, your manifestations are rarely going to come to you, right? That's one of the things why I actually, again, would love to erase the word manifestation from the dictionary and really install the word create instead. Like you are creating. And when I say creating, I always mean co creating, by the way, because it's co creating with reality, co-creating with spirit, co-creating with other people, co-creating with nature. We're in this together. So, you can't just exert your will and your will only to bend the fabric of the universe and all space time to get exactly what you want without worrying about anyone else. That's not how this works. But if we put in the word creator, kind of takes your power back and you're like, all right, I got to do some stuff. And it brings that action piece into it. But the thing that also gets most of the people, because I bet you're listening to me and you're like, yeah, I know that. I know I need to take the actions. I know I need to do more to have more and all of this stuff. But the more part is the hard part. The more part is what gets me and what gets me stuck. And it could either be like, because I don't know how to do it all perfectly. So I don't even get started. That's the perfection paradigm. But for most of the people I'm talking to right now, what I'm seeing in my clients, what I'm seeing in my students, and what I have personally experienced is that even though I know I'm a boss manifester who can have whatever I want, there was there's lots of times where I don't have the capacity to actually hold or get what I want. So the universe is not going to bring it to me because I'm not freaking ready. I don't have the capacity. And if it came to me, if I did manifest it by some miracle, I wouldn't be able to hold it because it would be too much. It would overwhelm me. This is the missing key that we have to talk about, especially for the leaders, the helpers, the people here, in service. And you're also probably someone who has a lot of responsibility, right? Not only that sole purpose responsibility to your soul mission, but like your family, your household, your own body, like just juggling everything is a lot. So, what I see people who are wanting to make this leap from being, wherever they're at right now to wherever they want to go, which is stepping up in that leadership, that impact, that income, that like the joy, the freedom, all of those things. The people that want more, they get stuck when they're like, but more means more, and more means I'm going to have more responsibility, and more means I'm going to have to do more, and more means I'm going to have to, oh my God, I can't do anymore. I'm already stretched so thin. I'm already an anxious mess because it's so much and I can't juggle it all. And I'm either going to burn out or I already am. And it's blah, blah, blah. This is where, if this was a TV show or if I had a podcast with a little like editing booth, I would insert that like record scratch. Just stop everything and say, take a breath. First off, you can have everything that is in alignment with your spirit and your soul desires, not your ego, but you can't have it all at once. If you did, you'd probably not be able to hold it and handle it. What we have to do is expand our capacity to receive and hold by harmonizing all of the different levels and layers of us, because you can't forget about any one aspect or it's all going to crumble like a house of cards. So that means you have to have this awareness and expand your capacity in the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the actions that you're taking. You also have to expand your ability to receive. And that's what opening this capacity is truly. So you can do all of the manifestation journaling and surrendering and the work and the things and the stuff. And if you don't have the room for it, it is not going to be able to land in your energy field. You won't be able to have, say, you already have a healing business, you won't be able to handle more clients because it would be too much for you, right? You wouldn't be able to handle more media attention, more freaking haters if you got the impact and the influence and suddenly you were famous. You wouldn't be able to handle it if you don't have room and enough space in all of these different realms. So the really interesting part is that it's not as complicated as it sounds when I'm saying there's like these 5 different elements and realms that we have to be taking care of: physical, mental, emotional. It's body, mind, spirit, soul thing that, we always do combined with the actions that we need. But we do need to release or purify everything that is in the way and taking up space that doesn't need to be there in all of those realms. And then we need to, like, without overwhelming ourselves, so little bits at a time, expand the capacity for holding what it is that we are here to hold. And we have to grow into it. It's an organic process that freaking takes time. Sorry, because I know you want your quantum leap. I know you want the instant success and the instant income. And that, I mean, it's a thing. It can happen. You could win the lottery, but most lottery winners are broke within 3 years of winning the lottery because they didn't grow into it organically and they don't have the capacity to hold it energetically, physically, mentally, any of those things. It would be as though you were, let's imagine a little tree who's growing, has little roots. And then all of a sudden, because you wanted to be able to eat the fruit right away, you used this like expansion ray to instantly manifest all of the fruit on the tree. So that top of the fruit grew up really fast, but you only put that ray, that expansion ray, that quantum leaping ray on the top of what you could see. And you left these tiny itty bitty roots that would hold the baby tree. So the tree obviously cannot handle the simplest gust of wind. The first gust of wind or the first storm or the first like bird that comes and lands on the branch is going to topple the whole tree over. That's what I'm talking about with the house of cards. It would all fall down and you can't enjoy the fruits then. We have to grow under the surface to be able to hold what it is that we want to hold. And so we must, and I don't like to should all over people like you have to do this, but like if you want to be able to hold more, you have to expand the capacity and the roots energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, so that you have the stability, the foundation, the structure to hold the more that you desire. And the more is whatever, insert your desire here, the impact, the income, the freedom, the abundance, the influence, right? Whatever your dreams, whatever's on your heart. Maybe your desire is to have a retreat center where you can hold retreats. If you don't have the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual space to do that, it's not going to get done and it's going to feel overwhelming. So we're just complicated houseplants, people, that is. And we need to give ourselves the resources to grow into the things that we require. So, like a plant, we require the resources that are physical, like the sleep, the nutrition, the very basics of like water and things like that, a roof over our heads. And we require maintenance of the physical body in order to be at the peak condition that we need to grow, right? If you're not getting the resources you require, your growth is stunted. But we are, like I said, more complicated than the average house plant. We also have belief systems and structures that can get in the way of our growth. So we have to really go in and play with beliefs that we hold about ourselves, our confidence, our worthiness, our belief that either we can or we can't, right? Like that actually affects us. Hence the more complicated part. We also have this emotional life. And if we don't feel like we can, or if we are like absolutely stuffed full of old feelings that we haven't actually processed, once again, our growth is stunted. We require this clarity and purity and spaciousness in our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies to be able to grow into holding what it is that we desire. And expanding this capacity is not only like important, it's essential. It's a prerequisite to be able to maintain and hold growth, the manifestations, the creations that you actually desire. This is the unsexiest thing that I have to teach. It's not very sexy to talk about the foundation. Get that. Nobody wants to dig the foundation. They want the sexy, energetic, cosmic magic and the bliss and the soul journeys and all of that fun stuff. And I freaking love doing that too. I love taking my clients and groups into the cosmos to do this magical, energetic work and activations and go on magic carpet rides across the universe. And we literally do. But none of that matters or does a damn thing unless all of those beautiful cosmic codes and energetic activations have space to land in the physical. I can activate you into your highest timeline and connect you with your highest self or different aspects of your multidimensional self or past lives and bring forward codes from lives when you were an Egyptian priestess and stuff like that. And if your nervous system is activated, you're not going to have the space to receive it. It's not going to come and land in your physical body. And then it's just a fun idea, right? If you don't have the space in your physical life, in your physical body, if you are malnourished, if you are exhausted, if you are stressed out, none of that energetic stuff that is the fun and sexy magic is going to do a single thing for you to improve your circumstances. Or maybe it'll do a little thing. Like energy magic is amazing. I love it. And I love to call it energy magic rather than healing because I do not just healing, it's like also the activations and stuff like that. But physical stuff is so easy to leave behind accidentally. And I've done it. I've left my body behind. I've forgotten that this physical form is what my soul is wanting to be embodied in. But I had to then return to it and be like, oh, what does my body need to be able to hold more? Because when I was trying to do it without creating the space energetically, physically, emotionally to hold more clients, go past, six figures and make multiple six figures in my business and do this expansion, because I had kind of left my body behind. I got so caught up with that energetic, magical piece. And I wasn't taking care of myself, eating as well as I needed to, moving my body, healing injuries. It crashed and burned. I couldn't maintain the pace that I had built for myself, where I was doing everything for other people, and then it was like when I crashed, and then it took me a while to recover, and, to be honest, I'm probably still recovering from that, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to go as hard. And that is one of the lessons that I love to bring forward as I'm working with my clients and students and going, listen, you want to build a six-figure business, you have to do it with the foundation laid so it's strong enough to hold you. Right? We have to have the emotional pieces cleared away so we're not walking around trying to build the impact and the income and the abundance with, I don't know, childhood issues, mommy daddy wounds, things from our akashics and ancestry and all of that like stuck in our body. There's all of these little pieces, all of these keys and codes that are limiting our capacity that we get to work with. First off, we get to work with them, and we get to work with them in a way that feels graceful and easy. And that is the piece that expands the energetic capacity. It's all of those really boring foundational pieces, the clearing of the physical body and the supporting the physical body, the clearing out of the mental bodies, the belief systems, all of that stuff, the subconscious mind, and then installing the new programs of I can and I will. We have to move all the old energetic ick and emotional ick that is stuck inside of us so that we can learn to be a clean and clear channel and then be able to choose to tune our emotional or energetic frequency into what it is that we desire to be an energetic match for it, and then manifest and create from that place of energetic alignment. We have to get aligned with our spirit. We have to be able to pull through, our intuition. So we're trying to create and manifest in alignment with what's for us and not what's for our mom or our neighbor or what society said would be the good thing for us to do. There's all of these pieces, and it feels like juggling. It feels like a lot. And that's why creating more feels so freaking overwhelming. But it's cool. If you're like, I don't even know how to start or how to keep track of this stuff, I got you. I got you. And I'm so excited to be able to finally share this with you all because I started learning about this stuff about 12 years ago. And I was initiated into all of these codes and keys for creating stability inside the unified field so we could create and manifest anything. I have been able to, since I learned this, create two dream businesses, create a, rock solid, stable marriage with the love of my life for 12 years. We've been together for 15, been able to parent my child the way that I need to parent them. I've been able to heal all of the stuff that was junking and blocking me up, like childhood stuff, ancestral stuff, Akashic stuff, like on and on, right? All the levels and layers. And I have been able to step into the impact and the income that I dreamed of a while back, years ago. And I know I'm growing into that next level of it at the same time. All of these things I have been able to do from, making that six-figure business and becoming a best-selling co-author in a book to creating, like global summits and speaking on podcasts and doing all of this stuff that, I was just dreaming about a few years ago. I've been able to do it because I've had the creation codes, the keys, the templates, the evolutionary codex, and I learned how to tap into and stabilize in the abundance frequency. And I had all of this stuff in like smatterings throughout all of my different programs and offerings for quite some time. It was in all of these different places, and I'm finally putting it all in one place called the Creator Codes. It's like, I want to give you the manual for how to create the foundation for abundance so that you can get so freaking aligned with yourself and your soul mission and know how to expand your capacity to do, be, and have whatever it is that you desire. This is the templates. This is the instruction manual that I, started to receive pieces of about 12, 15 years ago from the initiations I had with my mentors that I have, continued to add to and also downloaded myself. So the creator codes is something that I've just opened the doors to. It is brand new. It is the place where we can practice expanding our capacity to receive and hold the magic that we actually are. It's not a certification. It's not really a course per se. It is a community. It is a program. It's an experience. So I will tell you briefly about it, but I'm going to make the link down below, or you can scroll down to any of the posts that I've made before this with the link. Um, the Creator Codes is a monthly membership where you get access to my abundance frequency activation vault to teach you how to live in the frequency of abundance, all the money mindset stuff, all of the soul journeys. That's like the magic sparkle place, fine tuning your frequency to abundance and magic and blah, 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 like all not blah, 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 but like all of the most magical stuff that I do, activations, belief repatterning. But then I also have Life Creation 101, which is like how to bring the cosmic magic down to earth and actually learn what those templates are for creation. We do it in a way that aligns with nature, and we look at nature in the same way that my beautiful oracle cards do. The oracle cards are not a prerequisite to it, but we use the same template. Earth represents the physical realm, air represents the mental realm, water represents the emotional realm, spirit is spirit, and then fire is the action realm. And we teach inside there how for you get to harmonize and balance these different elements that exist in you. And you can look to nature and these elements as these archetypes that can give you the answers that you need for you. So it's a much more experiential thing where instead of like this big course that you get, it's more like little snippets where I give you a little information. I'm like, okay, now go and discover yourself, and you get to have your own experience with the elements. We also go into like astrology and your own natal chart and how the rhythms of creation work. And it's just literally the how to balance everything in you so that you can create whatever is aligned with you, with your spirit, right? It's keys to creation or a big part of them. And then we get to sprinkle in coaching and other codes, and I'll be in there showing up not only monthly on Zooms for coaching calls and Q&A, but also I'll be going live in there, going like telling the stories from my life and from what I'm seeing with my one-on-one clients about what needs to be fine-tuned in our creative energy so that we can create. Because everybody that I work with that I can pull from is here to be a luminary, a healer, a guide, somebody that's going to be making an impact. Whether, again, it's as part of someone else's mission or it's on their own mission. And they're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to share the stories of like what's going on that illustrate it for you, but then give you actual practical tips that you can and tools that you can use like right away and you can integrate into your life to be able to expand that capacity, to be able to hold more. And it takes time. It is not a like one and done. So this isn't a 6-week course. This is a ongoing opportunity. It's a monthly membership with a $44 USD fee for access to all of these courses, plus the live coaching, plus all of the other things that are part of it. And you can stay for as long as you like, but there is no contractual obligation. We just need a couple days if you need to cancel, right? If it's not for you. So this is the place that I wanna bring all of the magic that doesn't need to go inside my certification programs, right? All of the things that are for you to create in your own personal experience, peace and the joy and the stability and the love and the freedom and the alignment and the expansion and all of the possibility that you freaking deserve. So, Allison's saying, "I'm excited for this." Yay, we're so glad to have you. I'm excited. It is also my creation coaches are in there, so I'm excited about that too because it's I spend so much time teaching them how to facilitate and coach. I also was like, but what about for you? And so this is also my place for them to really get the practice on the personal level about what they need, everything from the mindset and the heart set to the practical action pieces that you need. Sprinkling in some little bit of business stuff here and there because it's really impossible not to talk about it because it's a big part of my life and a big part of what I am here to share and to teach and to illustrate. And because a lot of the people that are involved in this are going to have their own business or be part of small businesses, because right now business makes the world go round. And that's how we make the money to create the impact that we desire. So, in summary, join us in Creator Codes if that feels like you aligned for you. And if you can possibly stop trying to manifest stuff and replace the word manifestation with creation, and if it's not happening right away, instead of going like, "Oh, what am I doing? What am I missing? What do I need to do?" Look into the capacity that you have and that you hold, like, without judgment. Be like, "Can I actually hold what I want?" Like, if I'm saying, "I want 3 more clients full time," could I do I have the energetic, emotional, and physical capacity to hold them in my life? Right? If you don't have it yet, it could be an energetic alignment thing, it could be a mindset thing, but it could also be like a literal space thing and an energetic space thing. I want to teach you how to make all of the room that you need, first off, for your soul to come down and actually inhabit you instead of being separate from you in a soul embodiment process, but then also all the space you need and the clarity and the confidence and the creativity to be the creator that you were here to be in alignment with your unique design and soul energy. So start creating instead of manifesting, right? It's not that the word manifest is wrong, but it just feels so passive. Manifestation's like bringing something to you. It's so fun when we do that. But like take the power back and start creating instead and make sure you've got the capacity to actually receive and hold what it is that you are here to create. I am sending you so much love. If you've got questions, let me know. Questions about manifestation, questions about creation, questions about the creator code. I am just going to sign off now with so much love to you. I'll be talking more about this over the next while because I realized it is a very important topic of conversation. And I'll see you soon. So have a beautiful weekend or whenever it is that you're watching this. All my love.